And we'll come back here and we'll continue finding slopes. So again, now we have slope is equal to, now we'll take this one, 7 minus 7 over 4 minus a minus 5. Okay. Well, 7 minus 7 is 0 over 4 plus 5 is 9. Well, that's still 0. And so our slope is equal to 0. Now, what's that mean? Well, if we have our axes, what's going to happen is this time we have at 7 is going to be our thing. And so we're going to have at 7 up here, we're going to have this line. And so then they found one at 4, 7, and they found one at negative 5, 7. And we use those 2 points to get our slope, but that's what the graph would look like. All right. What about here? So we're back to finding some x's or y's given our slope. Okay, so the first one we have negative 7 over 10 equals. Now I want to have x on the first one, so I'll have x minus a minus 4, and on top I'll have a minus 1 minus 6. So I have a negative 7 over 10 equals minus 1 minus 6 is minus 7. And here I have x minus minus 4, so it's going to be x plus 4. All right, so this is another one where we have equal things in the numerator, so we can just set the denominators to be equal, and we get x is equal to 6, it looks like. Or we can continue on and do our cross product like we've been doing. So we'll have a negative 7 times x plus 4 equals negative 7 times 10. So that's going to be distributed across. And so we have a negative 7x minus 28 equals, and that's going to be a negative 70. Now we'll add 28, and negative 7x is equal to, and so now we have to borrow, so that's a 6, that's a 1, so we have a 2, and that's a 4, and it's going to be a negative, and so divide by negative 7, x is equal to 6. So what we saw already, because we set that equal, we found 6, and this is doing it the long way, doing the cross product. Again, that's just in case you don't know what it is. Now, the next one looks like we have been missing a value. So let's come up with a number here, maybe. Let me see if I can come up with something that might work. Let's call it maybe, I don't know, m equals 6. All right, let's see and hope that works. So we have 6 is equal to. Now, this one is going to be our y first. Y minus a minus 5 over 3 minus 2. So that gives us 6 equals y plus 5 over 3 minus 2. Well, that's just 1. All right, so this does work out pretty good. So 6 equals y plus 5. Subtract 5. Y equals 1. And so that would be what we would put in here, and that would give us our slope of 6. Okay. All right, so now we're supposed to use this given table here, find the 5 solutions to the equation. So we're going to find A, B, C, D, E. Then we write it as an ordered pair, and then we graph it and try to make a straight line out of 5 points. All right, so we're going to plug in negative 2. Well, negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. And so that's what A is equal to. Now, if we write that ordered pair, that would be what it looks like. Now we plug in a negative 1. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Minus 2 more is a minus 3. So that gives us minus 1 minus 3. Now if we plug in 0, that's 0, and we just get minus 2. So then we get 0 minus 2. Now if we plug in 1, 1 times 1 is 1, minus 2, that's minus 1. So we get 1 minus 1. And finally, if we plug in 2 here, that's going to be 2 times 1 is 2, minus 2, that is 0. So we get 2, 0. Now let's try to plot all those points. So we'll have a negative 2, negative 4. Then we'll have a negative 1, negative 3, a 0, negative 2, a 1, negative 1, and then that final one, the 2, 0. So we get a line something like that. And if we keep drawing, it should go up, through all those points evenly. And as you can tell, my line's not straight, but that's how it should work. All right, so that's all I have. Hope that helps.